Well, thanks, Dan, for getting us started. I'm grateful for the opportunity I have to spend just a couple moments to honor both Andrew and Justin. What a privilege it is and has been to know them throughout their scouting career. Starting out with Andrew ever since he was, when I first moved here. We're warned.
Andrew does it. Andrew will do it. No.
Sorry, I've been struggling all week or 2 weeks trying to figure out what I was going to say about Andrew. But by the looks of those who are here and the caliber of individuals who are here to support him, I think you already know what a wonderful individual Andrew and his cousin Justin are. When I first moved here, Andrew was in a walker, and a lot of people, in fact his own doctors, told him he probably wouldn't do much in his life as far as physical activity. He was going to be pretty limited to what he was able to accomplish. Well, Andrew's proof that it's mind over matter. It doesn't matter what people tell you. It doesn't matter what hand you're dealt in your life. That if you want to do something bad enough, you can do it. And Andrew's proven that not only on a daily basis, but on a lot of occasions that have literally surprised everyone that's been with him. And I appreciate the prayer that Andrew's uncle gave, thanking our Father in heaven for his safety throughout his career. Yeah, what do you laugh at? Because as you'll see here shortly, there was a few experiences that Andrew's mom, I often said if she found out where I was taking him and what I was doing with him, she probably wouldn't let him come back. But we always brought him home in one piece. Sometimes he was a little bumped and bruised and always tired. We were always tired. But what an adventure we've had, and what an adventure Andrew's been able to accomplish. Achieving the rank of Eagle is a fantastic accomplishment for any young man. And my hat's off to any individual that achieves the rank of Eagle. However, in Andrew's specific situation, it's a special occasion, and nobody that I know holds the rank of Eagle to a higher standard than Andrew. He is the epitome of the Scout law. I've been reciting that all week, trying to think of a theme, and every single point, all 11 points of the Scout law are exemplified in Andrew, every one of them. And I know he couldn't achieve it without the support of his family and his loved ones and those around him. And come on in, Russ. Another young man that I hold very dear to my heart. As you'll see, there's a couple of, every adventure that you see in this video that's coming up, there's one pattern maybe that you'll notice. Most of which comes from me being the photographer point of view, standing behind Andrew, watching him do what he does best, and that's take the lead. But just as important as Andrew taking the lead is the unique individuals that were by his side every step of the way. And I mean that quite literally, every step of the way. There was somebody there just have an arm ready. When we hiked out of the Grand Canyon, which is a whole story in and of itself, don't know how long you guys want to be here tonight, but we're going to be here all night telling these stories. When we hiked out of the Grand Canyon, Justin was there. What a wonderful experience it was to get to know him and understand why Andrew loves him so much and holds him in such high regard. Great adventure. And coming out of that Grand Canyon, which obviously, just the name itself, speaks wonders about Andrew's ability. 11.5 miles is what he did. We flew him in on a helicopter we didn't, quite honestly, we didn't know if he'd make it in, hiking in with the rest of us. We wanted to, Andrew has and is and always has been one of the boys. We were not going to leave him behind no matter what we did. So we threw him on a helicopter, him and Justin and one of our other leaders, they came in, and every step of the way of that week, Andrew and Justin were arm in arm, and some of these pictures I don't even know if his mom's seen yet, but fortunately it's all good now. He told me I had to wait till after he got his eagle to show her. But after that week, or that few days that we were down in there, the time came, of course, to hike back out, or to leave. And the decision came of, well, maybe we should leave a little bit early, hike through the night, get out, beat the heat, and get up. Well, unfortunately, by doing so, that limited Andrew and Justin's egress, their exit out of the canyon, because of the helicopter situation. They wouldn't be able to leave till the next morning. And Andrew, as any of you well know, his I don't know if stubbornness is the right word for it, is it? It might be. Andrew basically put his foot down and said, "I'm hiking out with you guys." And at first, it was kind of a giggle, like, well, it's, sorry, Andrew, the helicopter is leaving tomorrow. And he's like, "You're not leaving me down here. I'm not spending another night down here without you guys." And the longer the conversation went, it became apparent that he was quite serious. He wasn't going to leave it. He wasn't going to let us leave without it. And so we brought together our group of young men down there, and we had a little family council, if you will, and said, okay, well, here's the situation. It's 11.5 miles, desert hiking through sand, beach sand, which is hard enough hiking in when you have full strength, rock bed, riverbeds, boulders to crawl over and jump over, trying to dodge mules, donkeys running rampant down through the canyon, in the pitch black darkness nonetheless. And that's the situation we had ahead of us. Full packs. We weren't packing light. We had all of our gear with us. No water along the way. It was going to be tough for some of these boys who were running cross country and stout as rocks. They had a hard time with it. And we let them know this is the situation. And Andrew, I don't care. I'm going out with you. So his determination came down to two things. He told me, if you give me my water and you give me my Disney music on my iPod, I'll hike all the way to the top. So we did. Brother Owens and I sent the rest of the boys and told them, it's one-way trail, head to the top, like horses back to water. And Brother Owens and I stayed back and helped Andrew out along the way. Took us, 10 hours? 6 hours? See? Took us about 6 hours to get out of there. And what a fantastic experience it was to spend with Andrew and Brother Owens at the bottom of one of God's greatest creations, the Grand Canyon, and a moonless night, stars as bright as the sun, just a magical environment down in there. And to share that with Andrew and the rest of the boys. But the moral of the story doesn't really end there. It was obviously an accomplishment to get to that point. The last 2 miles, or last mile really, mile and a half, is by far the hardest part of that hike out of there. You're already tired, dead tired, by the time you get to the last mile and a half, trudging up through there. But then you got to climb out. You don't really gain much elevation until the last mile, where it's about 2,000 feet of switchbacks straight up to the top. And we get to that point, and we come, it's pitch black, we're coming, walking up the trail, and there's the trail just kind of jutes off to the side that heads up to the top of the rim. Well, just as we were coming up to that rim, it was actually Justin was standing right there, waiting for us. And once we got to that point, Russ and Parker, two of Andrew's cohorts in crime, were standing there waiting for us without their packs, which means they've already been to the top. They'd already been to the top once, dropped their stuff and turned around. And came back down to get us. At which point they relieved Brother Owens and I, grabbed a hold of Andrew, and drug him to the top. Not literally. He walked the whole way, every step of it. And that was just the start. That's just one of many adventures. Another picture you'll see on this video, and then I'll let you watch it. But if I could write, keep an ongoing journal of Andrewisms, you could write a book. Talk about a young man who's much wiser than his age. We were up at youth conference a couple weeks ago, and we were at a ropes course, an obstacle course, if you will. And one of the situations that we were in had a bunch of 4x4 wood beams that were about 4 or 5 feet apart, hanging from ropes. So there's a rope on each side, and there was 4 or 5 of these beams, about 15 feet in the air, just free hanging out of a rope or out of a tree. So it's like a great big ladder, except there's 4 or 5 feet between each rung. So you don't just climb it. But the point is, there's 2 of you. It's kind of a team effort. Each of you are supposed to help each other climb up this ladder and honk the little horn at the top. And a daunting task for me, or anyone that tries it. Well, of course, Andrew, in typical Andrew style, was the first one ready to jump in there. Let me go, I want to do it, I'm going to try it. So we harnessed him up, and safety first, threw his helmet on and said, all right, go for it. Well, he and Andrew Lewis, another young man from our ward, jumped on that rope course and struggled their way up. Andrew got up to the second rung, where fatigue set in, and the guys that were there from the course, at first when Andrew said he wanted to try it, they're like, I don't know, are you sure? I'm like, don't question it, just let him go. And as soon as Andrew got a hold of the young man that was there helping run the ropes, and to hold on to him, the kid felt the grip that Andrew has, and he says, all right, let him go. Much stronger than you would think. He got up to the second point, fatigue sets in, we let him come down. Andrew Lewis finishes honking the horn for him. They get down, and there's some younger boys, probably Aaron's age, maybe a little bit older, sitting down at the bottom and just, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. I'm afraid of heights. I'm scared to death of heights. I'm not going to climb that. That looks way too hard. And Andrew, in typical Andrew wisdom, without missing a beat, in all seriousness, just turns to him and says, success is not always reaching the top.
Oh.
That's about the same response I got. Andrew is the epitome of success in my book. There's no one I hold in higher regard than Andrew Justvigs. When I said I was behind taking pictures of him in some of these videos, it was primarily because he is the leader of this young man. He's been an example to me, and how grateful I am to have been a part of his life. What he's taught me, the strength that he's given me in my life. And I want to thank you, man. Thank you, Andrew. This next video presentation starts off with some clips from, we got clips of Justin in there, and yeah, apologize it's on that side of the wall, but it's not too long. You hopefully won't keep your necks too bad.
Andrew. Andrew.
Say that again.
There you go.
There you go.